Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? We are jumping into a band I haven't listened to, or album-wise listened to in quite some time. The last album I listened to by this band, damn it, let me go back and look. I think it was... I don't even know, man. I don't remember what year it was. It was Labyrinth. Anyway, 2013 was the last, full album I listened to by Fleshgod Apocalypse. So it's been... 11 years or something insane like that, but But still, we're doing opera, from what I heard of, King and Veleno, or however you pronounce it. Those two were not for me. From the, few songs I heard, it never made the albums worth listening to for me. I remember them back as a technical death metal band, rather than what they've become now, but what I've heard from this album, the two we've heard, sound amazing. The new style is finally coming into a place where I find it listenable, if you want to call it that. But, that's just my thought on it anyway. But still, we're starting with Ode to Art. This is purely in Italian from what I see. But, yeah. Let's go. The PTB thumbnail. What's a PTB thumbnail? Does he have a double middle finger as well? Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I totally misinterpreted what he said. You're right, I did. I mean, his track deserved it, though. I'm not gonna lie. We're starting with, I Can Never Die after this short intro, so... I'm guessing this is the female lead. I'm drifting away. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I still didn't check that I had lyrics on the script. Whoops. She sounds amazing though, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to see they haven't changed with the intros that much. The intro is almost similar to most of the intros I've heard from them. They're very operatic in nature, just with a little bit of hint of metal going through that shit. So, I mean, and I've even got the translation of it as well. So yeah, I don't know how 100% translated these are, but anyways, and me, that the times and the desire of honor, a fan for different people. Is fugitive, me to conjure heroes, call the muses of mortal thought animators, sit guardians of vultures, and when time with its cold wings sweeps you to the ruins. You see, it didn't translate perfectly. Make glad of their song, the deserted and harmony, conquers the silence of 1,000 centuries. But yeah, it's basically despite how much time goes past and how much you desire honor. Even if your people are taken fugitives, even when you want to conjure heroes to allow people to call upon their muses, to allow all these things, man, all of these things keep you occupied through the centuries, basically. Let's say have music and film and that type of shit, and plays and opera itself, and you know what I mean. I think that's kind of what they mean with it. But let's go into the action music now. I've already broken this down once, so I will try and do a shorter breakdown this time. This one's probably my favourite of the ones I've heard, to be fair.
This love is mine forever. Free from fear so small as death. Without the common motion. Running with my blood on this wall, what you'll never forget. My story cry with these bones. With no regret. Upon my nerves, I read my eye to feel alive. I'm on your back with my own novels. So I can never die. Catching the light with every stroke. Bringing to life the soul dropped in stone. Coming a name into eternity.
I know that's what I'm saying. The drums are insane. But they always are in Fleshgod. That's kind of the MO, right? So. Exactly, Hunter, exactly. I probably heard this song so many times over the last like few months. I'm gonna say, has it been months already since we first reacted to this? I actually don't fucking know, but I know it's been a while. At the very least, about it, man. It is like probably one of my favorite modern Fleshgod songs. Like from the ones, like I said, from the last few albums, this is probably my favorite of the last few, which is a good thing. It means they're getting better. It means they're like leaning into their new style, because they moved away from their technical death metal route to now they're more within like a symphonic death, but still keeping what Fleshgod made them Fleshgod, like the super fast drums and stuff like that. Like the super fast drums is what makes Fleshgod, right? It's what drew me into them when I first heard them. But you know, so let's go, man. I can never die. This life is mine forever. Be free from fears. I smile at death as I become immortal. Writing with my blood on this wall words that you will never forget. My story engraved with these bones and no regrets. Like he's basically saying, like, this whole body is going to be my story. Like this whole life is my story, and this is what you're seeing. This is what you're reading. Like, you know, it's like why he doesn't. It's why he smiles at death. Like as he becomes immortal. Not immortal in terms of his body becoming immortal, but in terms of the art and the music and everything else going through it. Which is what the song and probably whole album is about, I don't know. But for this specific song, it's very much about becoming immortal through what he designs and what he produces and the music and everything else in between, right? Like that. This is his legacy, in whatever way you want to call it. My story engraved with these bones and no regret. I burned my nerves. I ripped my heart out to feel alive. I made a pact with my own devils, thus I can never die. Like his own devils, like the own devils on his shoulders, you know, his own insecurities and things like that didn't hold him back from achieving whatever dreams he wanted to achieve. Catching the light with every stroke, bringing to life the soul trapped in stone, carving your name into eternity beyond the end of time, enclosing the existence in timeless words, piercing the silence with these sharpened notes, defeating death forever, immortal you will become, we will never die. Like, yeah, that's like things like the little things that give it away, like this, like piercing the silence with his sharp notes, like as if like the music itself is meant to slice into his legacy. You know, this whole thing is he's bringing his life into the music itself, and that is becoming his legacy, his immortality, and you get the idea, right? But still, not going to go full into it because I'm pretty sure I've already broken this song down once, but you get an idea. Man. Bring it to life. For me or me and Hunter? Didn't know who you're speaking to. Okay. Solo time, man. Now this is like, honestly, this is really well composed, I'm not gonna lie. As like compositions go in death metal, this is like the best we're gonna get right now. At least for Fleshgod anyway.
Catching the light with every stroke, bringing to life that soul trapped in stone, carving your name into eternity.
Yep, Hunted's only allowed heavy music in this life, basically. At least when it comes to metal. Now we're venturing into the unknown for one song anyway. Until we get into Bloodclock anyway. But yeah. Fuck it, I might as well go through the last little bit. It's because there's not even really much to go through, right? Because we're going to skip that one. We're going to go into... Where is it? This one. The bridge. We will never be forgotten. As art survives and keeps our flame alive, while mortal coils lie 6 feet under. Like, you know, while their mortal bodies are already dead, their art will always be there, their music will always be there. So when my time will come, don't grieve for me, but raise your glasses and in my honour, play this music loud for all the centuries to come. Exactly. Like I said, man, his legacy is in his music. That's how shit goes, man. Anyways. Proper fucking symphonic, man. I know they're meant to be symphonic death metal, but this is proper symphonic.
I call myself wake I realize it. Now after night angels are appearing. Low fucking down was what brought a bear. Where is of them that wake up for the breather, but better not look down.
But this time you went too far.
This is very
On the path of
musical, like it's fucking. Oh man, what is it? You know, the genetic fucking opera, man. Repo the genetic opera. Yeah, Repo the genetic opera. Vibes, man. Yo, this is legit Repo the genetic opera, just a little bit heavier, basically. I don't know how better to fucking describe it than that. If you've never seen Repo the genetic opera, go watch it. You'll basically feel like it's this album. Like, at least this song, anyway. I wouldn't say album yet, but this song specifically, it very much is like that style. Where it's very much trying to lead together. I don't know, man. Like, it sounds more. I don't know. I don't want to say corny, but more corny than what an album should be, in my opinion. But they're going to do what they're going to do. It's called opera for a reason, right? No, it's meant to be the style, I would imagine, because you have, like... Because if it's an opera, it could be that kind, you know, where it is, like a... Like a perform thing. It's why it sounds like this. It's why I'm like, yeah, it sounds like this and this and this, because that's probably the intention behind it. But, you know, anyways. I kill myself without realising. Nail after nail until the bitter end. Love for the unknown is what brought me up here. Where air is so thin that we can barely breathe, but better not look down. They're basically saying they're at the top of what they do. They're basically saying they're the best at what they do. Which... To me, man, Fleshgod haven't been at the top of their game since, like, fucking... What year did I say? Like, 11 years ago now? You know, since Kingborn came up. That would be the top of their game. For me, like, that and the albums before that were the top of their game. Their recent shit is more... It's, like, this is more tolerable. Like, things like I Will Never Die is amazing, but this is more mid, I would say. It's not even really something that I would listen to. Like, personally speaking, like, outside of, like, doing album reactions and stuff like that, but, you know. But this time we went too far. On the path of no return, I can't believe it. I'm falling down straight to fucking hell. I'm dying, help nobody here. So, yeah, basically he's at the top of what he does. And then he's falling. Because, obviously, every time you reach the highest of highest, you're always bound to fall. The dead is the man who cannot give up. Haunted by the fear of dishonor. Dreams made of lead fill my barrel. Waiting to be shot straight into my brain, my Russian roulette. So, like, yeah, he doesn't want to dishonor his legacy. The dreams are like lead that are filling the barrel of a gun. And that's why it's his Russian roulette, because a dream is something that is like a double-edged sword. It's something that can shoot you in the head. You know, it's something that can fuck everything up. Because you could push too far with it, you could fall from grace, you could release bad stuff and have everything just fall to shit. It just depends. Honestly speaking, like, he's saying that, yes, his dream is to have this legacy that spans centuries, but that could all go to shit at, like, the drop of a hat, basically, from what I can tell. Anyways, talking too much. I do love the bass work. The bass work is sick, I'm not gonna lie. This feels like it's not even really the Fleshgod sound to me, but, you know, like, listen to the song before this. This sounds like we're in a completely different album. I mean, some of the shit they're doing is really cool, but they did. We don't know yet, Scott. We're gonna find out. The next one we've heard done is all shit we haven't heard yet, so we're gonna find the fuck up. But still, let's see. Like dead meat hanging by thread, but it's not my fault. You get the end you deserve sooner or later. Let's see, basically everybody dies and everybody suffers in that death. Like, Whether it's in your sleep or whichever way, man, death is still an end, right? I'm falling down straight to fucking hell. I'm dying. Help. Nobody hears the dead. I mean, the dead are silent. That's kind of the point of being dead, right? They're speaking like more of a, I don't know, like, you know, I think they're trying to speak more of regret than they are of literal death. Like, I think they're trying to speak of like they don't want to regret anything that they've done, rather than that kind of a way. That's why that's the straight down to fucking hell, because it's a kind of way to say they're being tortured by lost soul, swinging between life and death and the world upside down. Fool walking on the edge, and now I'm a goddamn pendulum. Come up against this inglorious end, yes, a fucking pendulum. Basically, he's like saying he's like, you know, between life and death, as it says in the world upside down. Like walking on the edge, like walking on the edge of creation. You know, way, you know, the creative process, should I say? More than creation itself. I don't know how better to really say it, describe it that kind of way, but you know what I mean. Like, you know where they are, like he wants to come to his end because like he wants to leave his legacy, but he also wants to make enough to have a legacy to begin with. And you know, we're kind of feeding on to what is I can never die, but I'm kind of stretching it with the meaning. I would say it's not an obvious like meaning going between both of the songs. I'm more stretching that than anything else, like for me anyway. I'm excited to see what the rest of the album's going to sound like, but maybe it's all going to sound different. Maybe it's all going to have different sounds, different styles, different whatever, I don't know. Now we're back to the sound that we had to begin with, which is, okay, whatever. See, this song is pure fucking flames, man, but I guess it's gonna depend song to song where it's at. So, let's go through it, listen. Like, I know, I preferred this style of Fleshgod, like this and like I Can Never Die to whatever Pendulum was, in terms of pure musicality anyway. In terms of like heaviness and the drum styles and all that, it's just more metal sounding to me, right? But, I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do, right? Awake, alone, paralysed, the blood in my mouth tastes like defeat. Wounded, swollen, bleeding, I'm hanging on this wall like a crucifix. Pieces of bone scattered everywhere, I wrap my left arm around my neck. I feel my legs no more, while adrenaline is blasting my bursting heart. To me, it feels like he's almost trying to commit suicide. You know, he's almost trying to end it all, but at the same time, I don't think he wants to. I think all it is like, where he's carrying like a burden so far upon his back that You know, where that's why the blood in his mouth tastes like defeat, that's why he's wounded, swollen, and bleeding. But the thing, like, he's hanging on this wall like a crucifix is also kind of that where I think he is trying to do that as well. Along with, like, you know, like, the pieces of bone scattered everywhere type things, but that could be from, like, anything. It could also be because, obviously, he was talking about the shotgun blast, or, like, the gun blast, you know, his Russian roulette in the last song, so it could be from that as well. You know, where his dream came back to stab him or to shoot him in the face, right? But, you know, drop by drop, all my blood turns this granite to red. Tick-tock like a clock till my veins are emptied, and the wind plucks like a harp while my soul disappears, but I'm not dead yet. Yeah, so basically he's dying, like, he's, like, either he's dying or this is his dream slowly dying. It's one of those anyway. Imagine it might be his dream slowly dying. This could be one big massive metaphor for, you know, like, his dream and, like, his, ideologies and his, like, musicalities and all of those things running through it as well. I can see my life flashing before my eyes. I can hear my wife yelling my name in vain, while my son holds a shovel and is digging my grave, but I'm not dead yet. Like, yeah, he can see what's around him, he's still not dead yet, or maybe he's a soul watching from above, or, you know, from within without escaping the body yet. All I know is that I don't want to leave this earth today. On this rope I must fight tooth and nail. Hear these words that, like a mantra, I repeat to myself, I am not dead yet. So yeah. Like, he's saying he's not dead yet, but then again, his wife is calling his name, his son is burying his body already, man, so he's already in that level of death, he's just not quite accepted his death quite yet. I don't know where he's going with this metaphor, it's like jumping a lot, there's no real coherency between the songs, it's like, instead of going smooth and it's jumping, which is not the best sign, I would say, but still. I love the orchestra and the choir sounds sick. Like, musically, the song is fire. Lyrically, I don't know yet. It does very much feel like written like an opera, almost like a repoaching or something, but still. No, it kind of has that vibe about it still, kind of running through the whole thing. I don't know. I love her voice, her voice is my favourite bit of this whole band. The guy Gone, I can't remember his name for the life of me. She sounds good, but there's much stronger vocalists out there. But her voice kind of helps Fleshgod, like, puts everything together, in my opinion. Anyway. Personally, I think the fuck at the end is the literal acceptance, you know, where he knows he's fucked, basically. Like, he's trying to say he's not a dead shit, but he knows he's dead, right? So, like, it's very much in that way. So, yeah, I can see my life flashing before my eyes. I can hear my wife, like, yelling my name in vain, right? You know, he's literally on that verge of it. And then, like, I imagine this is, like, talking about death, right? Or this could be dreams, like, you know, like the bit she sings very much feels like either death or dreams, or maybe both. Maybe it's like a triple entendre. I can be cruel sometimes unless you touch the sky or make you fall. Watch you strive for peace of mind, hunting high and low till you are gone. Yeah, that's the like trying to achieve dreams, right? That's the trying to achieve greatness in a sense, man. Like, you know, it like, because like death can be cruel, but also life can be cruel. Like, death can let you touch the sky and then make you fall. And so can life, so can dreams, like all of these things can. The future is so unpredictable, just hold on to your hopes. Like, you hold on to your hopes, hold on to your dreams. That's just kind of how it's going to go, right? But yeah. I mean, like, you know, obviously we'll go into the I'm not dead yet, and then the fuck is kind of the acceptance, you know, he is actually fucking dead, so. At least that's what I'm thinking. Whether it is, whether it's not, that is a whole different fucking issue, but still, man. We're purely into the unknown now, so we don't know any more songs, so. Okay, this sounds weird, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I swear that style keeps switching and switching and switching, song to song. It's very hard to follow. Musically, anyway. I feel like her partner sounds fucking weird. Maybe it's meant to, maybe it's purposefully meant to be that way. But it sounds fucking weird, man. I've spent my whole life trying to get rid of you because I can't keep carrying this burden. That is slowly dragging me to hell. Damn, with you. Like, basically, the whole life is his conscience, his passions, his dreams, his, like, the voice in your head, man. I don't know how better to explain it. You know, the voice you can speak to in your head that kind of speaks back sometimes. Like, you know, the people call it like a conscience, I guess. Like, whatever fucking voice you want to call it, right? It's that. Sail over the high seas of regret. No, I don't have any regret. Climb up the mountain of fame, and I'm not seeking fame. Pain is the price for respect. I just don't care for your respect, or else the oblivion. Yeah, basically, like, he's trying to, like, create, and he's trying to do things, and he's trying to do what he wants to do, but he's also got the regret, he's got the what-ifs, he's got the things at the back of his head, and that's what this is, that's what he's dealt with his whole life, the what if this fails, what if this fucks up, what if this or that, or, you know, stuff that shouldn't actually matter, but still matters at the end of the day. See, as the one on the earth kneel down, doomed forever, before, confined to the flesh, your queen, live to suffer your soul, hand in hand to hell, my will, burn together, be done. Victims of ourselves till death, bastard brothers as one. Listen, you get the idea, right? Kneel down before your queen, your soul, my will be done till death as one. Obviously, you've got the in-betweens, but, like, you get the idea, right? You know, that your queen could be, like, whatever you view as royalty in your life. It doesn't have to be a queen. It's a metaphorical essence or tone or whatever you want to call it, right? It's a very read between the lines, quite, like, kind of situation. This is very much like, you know, it's his queen, right? Like, so his queen could be his dreams, it could be his music, it could be a person, it could be something, it just depends on what you view it as. Anyways. Let's go. Sounds like pandemonium in the background, man. Yeah, I mean, so I thought it was going to be a solid, but maybe not. I think the lyrics are kind of switched from the ones that I have as well. Which... like a lot of this isn't here, right? You know, all this bit is not actually in the song. Well, it could be. Or I'm just, or just think squad right now. But yeah, let me. I will go through the bits that I can anyway. But yeah, it's very much like you know, Where's That War with His Soul? Like the song title says, right? It is very much like he's kind of combating his inner voices, his soul. Here's like whatever the fuck you want to go through, like you want to call it. That's basically the premise of the song. Like I don't really want to break down lyrics that I don't think are actually there, which is kind of weird to put them up like that, but in my opinion. But still. Those first two lines are dodgy as all hell. Just saying. know what's weird? This is basically written like a pop song. Like if you took away the fast drums and you and you made it go clean without like the way they're like using weird voices for parts of it would basically play like a pop song, which is interesting to note. And anyways, if fucking Apple Music will let me go back. Then. This album is weird, man. I'm not going to lie, man. This whole album, like, I thought the album was going to be a solid, like a solid album, but this is like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of it. Like, it doesn't sound like particularly amazing in places, but like, I think I'm trying to find interest in like the meaning behind it, or rather than anything else. But if I just listen to it without without breaking it down, without really concentrating on the lyrics, I don't think I would make it all the way through. I think it would literally, I would have been turned off by song 5 at max. Like, cause I Can Never Die is a very good start. Bloodclock is a nice one too, but after that, it just gets very weird. Anyways, Call My Name Tonight. You Know I Will Come. That's fucking dodgy, man. That's that. Like, I know what they're doing. Let me in and I'll take your mind to the grand ball. In your darkest hour, I am the only one that can make you forget the past and dance till dawn, till death. Like, it's almost like it's a literal Morphine Waltz, right? That's the name of the song, so... Like, obviously Morphine is to dull the pain, and a waltz is obviously dance, so... It's almost like a person is like, you know, taking your mind out of pain and taking it to a place where it can have fun. While you await your death. I mean, we're still on the death, man. Like, we've been on the same death for about fucking 3 to 4 different songs right now. But still, come my lady, come to me. Here I am, open-armed in my misery. Take me where the pain is just a bad memory, and I lose the last shred of my dignity. Oh, come my lady, my dance within, make me spin on this vorticose melody. Inebriated by this wonder of science, I sing morphine, morphine. Like, yeah. You know, we're trying to dull his senses, trying to dull his pain, trying to dull all the things in between, because, like, there's a lot of metaphoric stuff here. It's not very, like, there's a lot of in-between stuff you can add into it to make it work one way or a different way. I'm trying not to add too much into it. I'm trying to keep it as open-ended as I can, just to kind of give you more of a, or to say more of an insight of, like, what it could be about, rather than what I think specifically it's about, which I think is important as well. Because, like, this could be a very personal album. You could very much add your own personal shit you're going through into this, which is kind of the intent of most music, right? It's why he's saying he's trying to make it into a piece where it will last forever. In a way, anyway. Put your pride aside, let me take your hand, like the king and queen on the dance floor of the damned. Like, of the damned, like of the deceased. All underneath the sighs, every single nerve, like a new man forsake this life. And dance till the dawn, and dance till dawn, the dance of death. So you get the idea, right? Like, he's like, he can't feel any more nerves. Like, this life is gone, this life is forfeit, in a sense, like, or this life is forsaken, and this is going to be the dance of death, if you want to call it that. I don't know. It's a very weird way of describing what's happening, but I know I think I know what they're on about. It's more like, you know, where trying to push through the pain, trying to push through all the things that happens in life and towards death, and It's fucking weird. That's all I could really speak about it, in my opinion. Anyway. Solo was called it, I'm not gonna lie. I swear it's basically written like a pop song, it's just done more death metal. That's literally the only difference. It even ended like a fucking musical song. That's cool. I guess they really are going for the whole musical aspect for it, so. But yeah. Yeah, this is bad. I know. But since we did that, yeah, let's go through. There is no torment here, nor the slightest sign of suffering. Dancing my morphine waltz, and round we twirl, like the broken bones inside my flesh. This is the antechamber of death. This is my morphine waltz. Like, yeah, this is basically like the high before the fall, as they were talking about throughout the album. But yeah, you get that idea. Should be. I haven't changed anything to. Yo, this sounds like a fucking different band. The fuck, man. It sounds cool, but it doesn't sound like Fleshgod. Well, I guess it does sound like Fleshgod now. You know what I mean. Neoclassical, man? At least in the guitar work. Not in terms of everything else, like it's more symphonic, but you know what I mean. Very strange. I'm not gonna lie. You're right.
Watch me.
I see what it's about though. We finally got to his death where like people are grieving and Yeah, that kind of shit. But we'll get into it. It is familiar. I can't place it either. I know exactly what you mean. So yeah, basically what I was saying, he basically did it off himself. Okay, good to fucking know. Anyways, run boy, run until your lungs give out. They are bleeding. Walk the earth with no regret. Follow your heart one step beyond the horizon. Trust me. Don't let your fears hold you back, because life is in your hands. Like, that's basically what this whole premise is about. Like, this whole album is about. That do what the fuck you want to do. Time's precious, man. Like, time is fleeting. In a way, man. Just go for your dreams, basically. Where are we going, mother? Where do we come from? What is the purpose of life? I think I've gone too far, and now I feel so lost, but at the same time, so alive. I crossed the very thin line between right and wrong, ending up where pleasure is turned to pain and good men into monsters. Like, that's almost like a Hellraiser reference, man. I know it's not, but it's like, you know, it's kind of that kind of Hellraiser thing, man, you know, where they turn pain into pleasure, he's turning pleasure into pain. It's like it's an opposite, but it's a similarity at the same time. My ego led me astray, till I've become a ghost, and all that is left is just your voice that echoes in my empty head loud. So, like, yeah, basically he's haunting. Like, so he died, or committed suicide, and now his ghost, he's in purgatory. And what this version of purgatory is where he's a ghost trapped on Earth. It's like one of the many types of purgatory that, like, is written about, right? So he's literally in that way. But he hears all the regrets of everybody, so say if somebody's thinking about him, he'll hear it. So he hears all the regrets of his family and his wife. That's what we're seeing about his wife in the last one, and you get the idea, right? Very much trapped in the purgatory, in his own hell of such. Like, yeah, that's why. Sorry for making you cry. Sorry for making you grieve for me. Oh, mother, forgive me. How could I do this to myself? How could I do this for you and still deserve your love? I wish I could release you from all this sorrow. I wish it wasn't me. I wish I was never born, like. I know, but that's what happens, man. If you, like, give up too soon and you end everything, that's how it goes, man. Especially when purgatory is a thing that happens, or in this imaginary musical world, it is a thing that happens. And now you're stuck with the regrets of everybody, not just yourself, which I would imagine is worse in the long run. Anyways. I do recognise this one. I know it's neoclassical. It's I know the band as well. Fuck, man. It's a neoclassical power metal band. Fuck, man. A day joke, that's the band. It's fucking a day joke. It's a day joke and one other man that's Thingy Pyramids, what the fuck is it? song sounds a lot better than the last one, but still weird in places. And Magic Kingdom, that's the band, like I said. You got Magic Kingdom, you got a bit of a Deja in there. This sounds cool. There's a lot of different nuances from different bands in there, but you can definitely hear the influences. Like when I was playing, I fucking recognised it. Like Flying Pyramids is the neoclassical sound you hear, like you know that kind of like guitar style. It's very much of that song. If you listen to it, you'll hear it. I would imagine, but still. Let's see, man. Yet there is this song in my head. A song about remorse that I won't hold inside my pen because it might be the last. Like, you know that, like, if he holds it inside of his pen, if he holds it inside of himself, he might burst, man. He might not be able to handle everything else. I need you to know that I'm sorry and that I haven't forgotten the things you told me when I was a kid. They're still here. Forever stuck in my mind, just like daggers through my heart. Before our fate unite, we died together and are born again this day, August 21st. Interesting. Like, they died, but they're born again, so I'm guessing we're doing some reincarnation type shit, maybe potentially, kind of, I don't know. This album is going everywhere without giving any true context behind anything that's happening, so it's very difficult for me to talk about it or to see where the fuck this is going, but... Look at that little bass one. The bass fill was sick, I'm not gonna lie. Yup. Hell's man, I can't save this album. You're right. We're almost to the end anyway. The chorus sounds like epic at them, but the song itself is not epic, you know what I mean. Honestly, it could be like their kind of version of what an epic song would be, but I don't know. This sounds familiar. This key line. I don't know what it is, but it sounds familiar. Basically. This is still better than everything else they've released in the last 10 years or so. Not saying much, man, but... Well, they switched from technical death metal to symphonic death metal. And I think that's what basically made me dislike them, as like, from that point onwards. But... Not that this is like bad as such, it's just... It's not as amazing as what they have done. That's true. New arch enemies, I would say. This still sounds cool, like musically speaking, a lot of it sounds cool, it's just a lot of the meaning isn't quite there. And it's switching styles way too much. But yeah. Basically what I mean about it switching too much is that an album is meant to have a coherent concept, a coherent soundtrack. Like each song is meant to lead into each other musically, lyrically, all those kind of ways, but each song has sounded different. We've gone from like opera vibes, like, you know, like Reaper the Genetic Opera, which is more like a musical. We've gone into pure death metal, we've gone into pure symphonic, which is like, this song sounds like more like Epica to me than anything else, which... I don't know, for a band that's meant to be symphonic death metal, to sound more like Epica is going the wrong way about it, but... You know. Epica are... They are amazing at what they do for the most part, but... In terms of Fleshgod sound like Epica, that's not really how the fuck this is meant to go, right? It's meant to be heavy. It's meant to be that way. The fact that I could imagine Mark, basically like a stronger version of Mark. And obviously you have the crazy operatic symphonic vocals coming in anyway through this. It's giving me that major vibe of Epica through the song, which doesn't resemble the rest of the album, just like how Matricide doesn't resemble the same as Morphine Waltz. It doesn't resemble. Like, you know, it's all like, it all doesn't like take after each other. It's all different versions of songs and albums like jumbled together in its own uncoherent way. In my opinion, anyway. Like, you don't have to agree with me. I don't care either way. But, like, in my opinion, it sounds like it's too different. Like, there's such a thing as too different on an album. Like, yes, you need differences on an album, but too much is too much. You know what I mean? I mean, just look at how bands like Seven Spires, like, construct an album where each song flawlessly goes into the next. The same with a lot of bands. Same with a lot of heavy bands, man. Like, bands can be heavy and be coherent. It works all the same. You know, just look at what the fuck Disembodied's High. Just released, I know it's only 3 songs, but just look at the coherency between their songs. They flow perfectly. That's because Blake is a fucking genius, don't get me wrong, but still that kind of a way too. Like, heaviness doesn't have to mean like jumbled as fuck, it just has to work in that same fucking way. But yeah, I see, man, save the world with one hand. Saving my world with one hand is exactly what I've been told that would have never happened. Easier cutting arms, sawing legs, and amputation of hopes from a desperate man. If there is one thing I have learned, it is that there is almost nothing that human will can't subvert, but a second chance must be deserved. So the hard way is how you learn to be a real man. Basically, it's just like it's like the trials and tribulations of growing up as a person or as a dude in the world, right? You know, like a lot of people would rather cut themselves and hurt themselves rather than try, which is a real thing, man. I've met people in real life who've rather hurt themselves personally than actually had to deal with the world, which, in my opinion, it's like a weaker way out. Like, I get it. Like, trust me, like, I get it, man. Like these people, like, a lot of these people that I've met haven't gone through shit, mate. They've gone through, like, a little bit, man, or not even that much. They've gone through like a breakup or something and they've gone that far. Whereas like there's people who go through real shit in the world and they don't do that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I know, to me a lot of it feels like a way out, like an easy way out of, or like an attention seeking way out, should I say. But like, honestly, the only time I do agree is when they've gone through true shit, man. And, like, you know, when people go through true shit, and, like, sometimes you have to find a way out, right? Sometimes emotionally, like, they need to do that, but even then, I understand it. Like, I can understand what they're going through, but at the same time, I can never understand why you would need to do that anyway. But I am fucking going off on tangents for no reason. But yeah, salvation lies inside your broken heart. I won't give up without a fight. Don't despair. I'll find my own way out. Be the only master of a brand new destiny. So yeah, he's basically finding his way out. He's gone to death. He's gone to be a ghost, and now he's coming back from the shit. Stronger than any suffering, playing chess with my willpower. A war of nerves to the death. I'm coming back from the dead to save my world. Like, yeah, like, he's kind of, like, seeing, like, almost where he's, like, not predicting the future, or, like, he's going through all this stuff, but, like he said, he's going to reincarnate himself. Whether that means he actually died, or whether this is all metaphorical to begin with, which I can imagine it was, but still. I won't raise the white flag till the end of the war. As titanium will give me the new strength. Where the fuck did titanium come from? I have no idea. Anyways, so I can fight with one hand, standing, walking, running again. Life is too short to let pain interfere with my plans. No surrender or just living in the past. One by one, all their dogmas will be crushed by the undead. By the undead, like he's saying, like, what he's gone through is, you know, like, oh, this is one big massive metaphor for his depression and the underlying voices inside of his head, right? Like, this is all one big massive, like, one big massive metaphor for the pain he goes through, like, or the mentality that he has, or, you know what I mean, that kind of a fucking way. And I know, I get it, but at the same time, it's a very, very, very convoluted at the same time. So, fuck, I don't know, man. This whole album is a bit. It's weird. Let's put it as that, man. Anyways, I can feel the spear of Longinus piercing through my flesh. I get lost in the depths of despair, reduced to nothing. I've accepted the worst humiliation and I turned it into deliverance. Like a phoenix from the ashes per Aspera Ad Astra. And yeah, you get that idea, right? Like, he's coming back from all the bullshit he's gone through. It's basically what this whole album is. Its whole album is just about a lot about depression, a lot about suffering, a lot about dreams and mentality and that kind of way. But yeah, we'll go straight through to number 10 now, and then I'll do the breakdown after that too. Oh shit, I've got a ballad? Maybe a ballad, I don't know.
You stare at the dust dancing over your fears. A freezing moon cast a pale light on our broken dreams, and the shadows come alive. So day after day, like a candle we burn, devoured by the flame. All you hope that will come, and future is buried by past, and it's happy tough resides. Nothing will be the same.
It sounds like Calma a little bit. Is it Calma? It's a band like that. I don't even know, man. What's it sound like? It sounds like something.
To guard you till death do us part. I swear it's true. Remember the time, stand on top of the world, when anguish and grief seem
This reminds me of old Karma, this guitar line. It's very much old Karma, I'm pretty sure. Even in the way it's growling, it's very much old Karma. This is very much a ballad, obviously, but you know what I mean. Honestly, this one is probably my favourite so far. Because I love a good ballad, man. Ballads are my thing. I do. Honestly, I love ballads that have growls in it. It works so perfectly, man. Like, ballads and growls go together perfectly. It's just kind of a thing that works. Because you know it's passion, you know what I mean. Her voice is magical too. They really did good picking her for vocals for the band. Like, her vocals save a lot of this. Like, when she's singing like this, it does. When she's singing in the other ways, it's a bit weird, but in this, it sounds amazing. Honestly, I would have preferred a whole album of this than half the songs we got off this album, but it's not. See, this is like amazing by Fleshgod Apocalypse, but kind of like it's not like every song is bad, if that makes sense. Like, but they don't work at like on an album level, should I say? Honestly, Growl to Lulu would sound amazing. Could you imagine? Like if he just growl like parts of it. Maybe. It feels less power metal, yeah. But yeah, we're into the instrumental, and I'll break down the lyrics once we get to the end of this. I wonder why they wouldn't just lead into this, because obviously it's the end of the album, right? I don't know why they had to do the record scratch thingy magic, but you know. Yeah, I know it, that's what I'm saying. I don't see the need for the record scratch. There's no need for this if you're going to do the record scratch, does that make sense? You could have ended it literally with Till Death Do Us Part. And it would have ended perfectly as long as you don't do the record scratch at the end, basically. We know with the female singer humming the end of it. I think that's a beautiful ending. This isn't needed. In my opinion, anyway. This ending is kind of dragging, I'm not gonna fucking know. I it's only like two and 3/4 minutes, but. What is going to happen this one? Instead, we got, yeah, I know, but you can't predict it, unfortunately. Unless you listen to it beforehand, obviously, but that kind of. Well, I can't do that specifically, obviously, but I mean, for like you. But I know, like, that kind of kills your vibe as well, because it's good discovery music where we're both listening to it for the first time, and, like, you know, we are just, like, trying to see what we like, what we don't like about it all, but still, before I go into everything, like, this song is my favourite, like, not the number 10, the number 9, Till Death Do Us Part. It's a ballad, but that's also my favourite parts of music, man, so that's just kind of my vibe, man. Like, in terms of this, like, the best songs for me specifically so far were I Can Never Die, obviously. Bloodclock was really good. Till Death Do Us Part was really good. And I think I added Matricide as well on those specific ones. So, musically speaking, there's a few good songs. Album speaking, we'll get into it. Anyways, a minute can last an eternity here. You stare at the dust dancing over your fears. Like, you know, that, because you haven't gone to your fears in such a long time, there's dust covering them. You know, where you haven't pushed yourself or tried or gone to that very, or pushed yourself to that level where you've hit that fear. A freezing moon casts a pale light on our broken dreams, and the shadows come alive. So day after day, like a candle we burn, devoured by the flame of a new hope that won't come. And the future is buried by the past, and its epitaph recites nothing will be the same. So yeah, like, like the candle burning is like your will, your passions to keep going. And then that candle is devoured by the flame. That flame is a new hope, but that is not coming. That new hope is fleeting, should we say. And then the future. Like, you can't see your future because it's buried by the past. And the epitaph of its death, your future's death, it's kind of hidden by nothing will be the same. Where you're kind of so far into the past that you can never see ahead. You're just constantly thinking of the bad shit rather than looking forward to what could be or what would be, or you know what I mean. Whatever comes our way, I am with you. Together till do us part. I swear it's true. Remember the time standing on top of the world when anguish and grief seemed so far down below, and confidence was warming our hearts in the rising sun, and we were just invincible. Like, it's almost like we're going through a whole. So we have like the beginning, which is more like in the start of, so you have like your teens, 20s, up to your early 30s, and then the rest of it is more where you start to get 40s and 50s and 60s, where you start to break down and your dreams start to fade, and your body breaks down. It could also be seen as like a whole voyage about life, but it's still not done in a very good way, in my opinion. Whatever comes our way, I am with you. Together till death do our part. I swear it is true. Don't leave me now. Stay by my side against all odds, against time. I need your hope like never before. You and me for all eternity. Whatever comes our way, yeah, you get the idea, right? It's very much like where they're bonded to, like, the inner monologue and the outer, like, the you and the inner you, like bonding together until death, and you get the idea, right? Like, very much ending the album on a positive, in a way. Positive, negative, or you'll say, we're just doing the ending. And yeah, the instrumental 10 wasn't really needed, in my opinion. And then, yeah, that's basically the album, right? It's very much like a void between life and death, between passions and dreams and utilities and all the other fucking things in between, right? And yeah, some good songs, like I said, man. Like, some songs I've added just because they sound good, rather than they fit or flow with the album, or because I like the lyricism, because generally I don't. The lyricism feels very weak. The flow of this album is horrendous, man. The way this album goes, song to song to song, doesn't work. It's not an album. It's an album of singles, if that makes sense. Which is not really an album at the end of the day, man. It doesn't flow right. Lyrically, it doesn't flow right. Lyrically, it jumps and it jumps and it jumps and it jumps, which you shouldn't do in an album. Each song should flow to the next, so you get a coherent story going all the way through. And because that isn't working, and because that isn't happening, it just shows that this album is lackluster. That they needed more time, more thought, more processing, or maybe in recent times they just can't write as good an album as what they used to. Because go back to Kingborn, go back to Agony, go back to the ones before, and the coherency between music styles, where the music style flows, where the lyricism flows, is 100 times better than whatever the fuck this is. Like I said, my Fleshgod haven't sounded amazing in 11 years, so... In fact, it's been 11 years and they still haven't put out an album that is flowing consistently, that is working perfectly. In the last two, the musicality to me sounded weaker, sounded more... no, it didn't sound like a Fleshgod album, if that makes sense, but this sounds more like Fleshgod, but it still has its weaknesses. It has some amazing songs, it has some great singles, but as like a flowing full album, this is like a why did I bother type album. Like, I would have rather listened to it separately throughout different streams and done it that way, because at least then I don't have the flow of the album to consider. But in this way, the way they intended this to be listened to, it doesn't work. It's a shame, because there's such talent there, and it's just missing a few things that would make it amazing, which sucks, but that is just how shit goes sometimes, you know what I mean. But, I don't do ratings, but this is probably going to be one of the lowest rated albums this year. Not the lowest, because obviously we've had some shit albums this year as well, but like, out of the good albums that we've listened to, this would be one of the lowest. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, I was hoping for better. Like, me and Skull were hoping for a very good album. Like, Skull even said on the chat, like, we were thinking this was going to be an amazing album, going to be one of the top 5 of this year, but it didn't quite live up to those standards that we hoped for. But, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed regardless. Have a wonderful fucking day. Thank you for watching.